All right, what's up, y'all? So first things first, this video is inspired by Russell Juice. I saw him do these videos a few times. So after you watch this or before, go check his video out as well, booking all of the current champions and who they will lose to. And yeah, I think the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have three separate videos. So I'm gonna have a main roster, WWE edition, AEW edition, and an NXT edition. So let's start us off with Liv Morgan, man. She is the women's world champion, and I think we all know she's losing that championship back to Rhea Ripley at some point. In my head, I had it booked for her to lose at Bad Blood, and then Liv to win the Rumble and then win the championship back at WrestleMania. Now, if Liv somehow beats Rhea again at Bad Blood, then Liv should just hold it to WrestleMania. Then I think that would mean either Rhea wins the Rumble or she just finds her way back in the face of Liv. It doesn't really matter. The story is already telling itself, you know. So the main point is Rhea Ripley is going to defeat Liv Morgan at the end of this. Liv being the heel and Rhea being the face, eventually she'll overcome Liv and Dom and all them. And I assume we'll end WrestleMania 41. Their feud will end at WrestleMania 41 with Rhea Ripley winning her world championship back. Next, we have Nia Jax, the undisputed women's champion. Nia, I think the only way you go with Nia is Tiffany Stratton. You know, Tiffany Stratton has the briefcase. At some point, she's going to cash in on Nia. I think Tiffany Stratton is the long-term goal as far as who they want to be champion. I think Nia is a great person to have champion right now because she's been actually doing very good work since she came back, you know. So I think Nia will be a great person for Tiffany to overcome whenever that cash-in does happen. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton most likely will be the next champion after Nia Jax. Hopefully they can have a feud out of it. I hope it doesn't just end with a briefcase cash-in and then we just move on. But I am expecting Tiffany Stratton to be the next person to defeat Nia Jax and to be undisputed champion. Now, the Judgment Day are on Raw. They have one half of the tag team championships. Or I don't say one half, but they have one set of the tag team championships. I don't know who's going to beat them. This is a little bit difficult because the tag team division on Raw is a little spotty for me right now. You have the Awesome Truth. You have the they're not called the Creed Brothers anymore. You have American Made. You know, I would usually pick them, but Judgment Day are heels and American Made, they're also heels. So I would be probably leaning towards a face tag team to end up beating Judgment Day. I just don't know who yet. I don't think there's a tag team on the roster right now that will be able to beat the Judgment Day because off the top of my head, I can't think of a face tag team. Like the only face tag team I can think of, the New Day, and they're like on the verge of breaking up, I think, and the Awesome Truth. So, I mean, I guess you could go New Day, you know? I'm not opposed to New Day beating them, but I do think they need to do a better job of just making more face tag teams. I think there's a few more heel tag teams on the Raw roster than there are face ones. So I think that needs to be something that they figure out before the Judgment Day even get in talks of losing those championships. So I'm gonna leave them up in the air right now. I really don't know. The tag team division is just it's in a weird spot for me right now, and I'm not 100% sure yet. And as for the Bloodline on SmackDown, this is a little easier for me. I'm going Street Profits. You know, I would love if the Street Profits were the team to defeat the Bloodline. It's a long shot. You know, it's a very, very long shot, assuming that the Bloodline just won the championships and the Bloodline story is always moving and always growing. So the Profits coming in and just throwing a wrench in that is a little bit unrealistic, you know. But I think the Profits have a very good point in beating the Bloodline and like starting a new resurgence of them as a tag team, because they've been putting on amazing matches for a very long time, but they haven't really reached the success of their past, you know what I'm saying? So this could be a first step in the right direction, you know. But if anything, DIY is there too, you know. But I think I'm going to go Profits. Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, I'm going Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso has reached the point where he needs to have a mid-card championship. He's kind of in the same spot LA Knight was at, but right before SummerSlam, you know, a super over superstar that the crowd loves, but just never can win the big one. Both LA Knight and Jey Uso, to me, had the biggest case to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but both of them unfortunately did not. So LA Knight got his mid-card championship, and he will be on the way to, I believe, the next. He'll be on the way to the Undisputed Championship again. We all know he had his match against Roman Reigns, but I think Knight will be back in the world title scene before too long. So I can really say the same thing for Jay. I'm not really a big fan of pushing Jay straight to the world championship, because I feel like I don't really trust that Triple H and creative are ready to build around Jey Uso as the main champion. A mid-card championship is a great thing to like just throw a feeler out there and see what happens, you know. A world championship is totally different. But I think the crowd will respond to a Jey Uso and Braun Breaker feud very well. And Jay being IC champion, I have no problem with that. I think that's a great test for Jay. I think he deserves it. He's been putting on really good matches. He's exciting. He's charismatic. The crowd loves him. There's nothing Jey Uso really can't do at the moment. So my pick will be Jey Uso to defeat Braun Breaker. Speaking of the U.S. champion, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes needs to be the one to defeat LA Knight. Carmelo is in a spot where he's not getting the biggest crowd reactions yet, but when that bell rings, he usually has the best match of the night, especially on SmackDown, when that show has been really very boring for the past few months. He's been putting on a great series of matches against Andrade. He's currently 2-1 as far as their record, but it looks like they're going for like a best of 7 kind of thing, and that's great. I am perfectly fine with that. Hopefully Melo wins the series. But I think Melo needs to be the one. I think Melo as a champion, a mid-card champion on the roster, would fit exactly the same way him as NXT champion or NXT North American champion fit on NXT. I think he's just better as a champion, you know. Melo's the heel. LA Knight's a face. I think they've already had a little bit of interactions, you know what I'm saying? You already build off of that. You can already build off of the LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes a little bit of tension. You know, they had a few back and forth conversations. I think the first one they had is when Melo called LA Knight Logan Paul by accident, and LA Knight just completely like flipped it back on him, you know. So there's already a great level of chemistry right there between them, even on a botch promo, you know what I'm saying? Very small botch, but the way LA Knight picked it back up, you couldn't even really tell, you know. So I think there's a great chemistry and mutual respect between the two, and both of them are great in the ring. Both of them get moderate to high reactions from the crowd. So a Melo and LA Knight feud, I think that would really be a money pay-per-view level feud. And now we are at the ring general, the King General, Gunther, the world heavyweight champion. I assume Gunther's going to be champion for a very long time. If he ends up having a Roman type run, I will have no problem with that. I ain't going to lie to you. But the person to beat him is the current IC champion, Braun Breaker. And this is kind of the reason why I said Jay needs to be the one to beat Braun, so Braun can move on to Gunther. Gunther is already booked as being damn near unstoppable. Braun Breaker is also being booked as damn near unstoppable. So if those two collide, you have a match feud that would just, oh my God, that would be crazy. Braun Breaker and Gunther having like 2-3 matches, it would be insane. But Braun Breaker being world heavyweight champion to me would signal a huge change of the guard. They already are showing us that they have a huge belief in Braun Breaker as a champion. They already know how good he is. It seems like he's getting better and better as he continues. So I would definitely have Braun Breaker beat Gunther just off of the potential of Braun. And I think whoever beats Gunther has to be someone who is undisputed. Like, it can't be someone like I know a lot of people want Sami Zayn to like win the Rumble and beat Gunther. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling Sami Zayn as champion just because Sami's character to me is like so confusing, because he's already built a persona around being the underdog, and then he was IC champion and he was still trying to push the underdog stuff, even though you can't be an underdog and be champion. You know, you can't be both of those things. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really understand what Sami Zayn's purpose of being IC champion. I didn't get it, you know. But now with Braun being IC champion, now it feels more like this is someone who's supposed to have this belt, you know. Gunther was someone who I felt like they're supposed to have that belt, you know. Sami Zayn doesn't really need a championship. I don't really think he needs one. I think he's a great person to get a crowd reaction, a great person to put on a great match, tell a great story. But as far as champions go, I think Braun is someone who you can build around with your future. Braun is someone who has a whole bunch of upside and is only going to get better, seeing that he's already so young and is damn near one of the best wrestlers on the roster at the moment. So I'm definitely going Braun Breaker with that. And hopefully, it can work in the way that I imagine it, And last but certainly not least, the undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. There's a few contestants for this. You have a Cena. I know some people were throwing out Rock. Some people were throwing out Roman again. I'm not really too keen on Roman or Rock. I think Cena is a good one. Cody's weird. Cody's weird with me right now because, again, on SmackDown, he has no challengers that aren't on the bloodline. Like, there's no heels on SmackDown that can go against him. And if there are, he's already beat them. Logan Paul, Shinsuke Nakamura, he's already went through them, and they're already not even in Cody's radar. The only people Cody's really feuding with right now are his friends and the bloodline. So assuming that we don't see a match against Jacob or Tama or Tonga or, anybody else who comes in as far as the bloodline goes, you have Randy Orton. Randy Orton's a huge person who can actually win. Randy being champion again, I wouldn't be mad at that, A heel undisputed champion for Randy Orton before he retires, I have no problem with that. Not even so, I think that is even a bigger way to get another John Cena feud going on and get John Cena another championship if you want to go that route. But I really don't know. Because I know Cody's going to have a match against Rock. Cody's going to win that. If he has a match against Roman, I do believe Roman's going to lose again. Even if he goes against Cena, Cody would probably beat him. I don't see Cody losing that championship for a very long time. I think they had him beat Roman at 40 for a reason, and they're trying to build to a long-term run. It's just the SmackDown roster is not prepared for it, So hopefully they can fix that before too long because, like I said, right now there aren't many people who can go up against Cody right now. So I don't know. I think, with this one, I'm going to throw a half-court shot out there. I know I mentioned this superstar earlier in the video. I'm going to throw out Montez Ford. Now, listen, hear me out. If the Profits never end up beating the Bloodline, say the Bloodline just beat them, have a rematch, Bloodline beat them again, I am a huge advocate for a Profits breakup and Montez going on a solo run. Now, when you do a Profits breakup, and I'm doing a separate video about this as well, when you do a Profits breakup, you do not have to have one of them attack the other. This can be a mutual breakup. Dawkins can go to Raw with B-Fab and Montez can stay on SmackDown and just build himself up as a solo superstar. If you build Montez up the right way, he can be a person to beat Cody. And I'm saying that because, like I said, there are no heels for Cody to go up against. So why don't you just make one organically? You know what I'm saying? You can just bring someone who is currently in the tag team division. Montez is a great wrestler, a great promo. He gets attention from the crowd. If you can just turn him heel in the right way, have a subtle heel turn. He can be like a tweener. He doesn't have to go full heel, But if he plays that tweener role the right way, I feel like him and Cody will be able to work something, and a Montez Ford undisputed championship run would be completely left field. It will be completely unpredictable. Most people want to see it coming. I feel like a lot of people want to see Montez as solo champion. They just don't know where he would fit. I would do that. Again, I know it's a half-court shot. I know it's probably the least probability of... I feel like that happening is the least... Montez has the least chance out of everyone I mentioned in this video. Montez has the least chance of being someone who's a part of that, but I think you can throw it out there. I think you have Montez going the solo run, and if he's built up the right way and he just pulls off a surprise win against Cody at some point, you've built another star, you've built another heel, and you've put someone over who really, to me, has always deserved it but never has been given the chance. So, yeah, I feel like all the other people I had, all the other people I picked were just like obvious ones, but Montez, I had to throw a little half court out there, what I'm saying? Montez is really, really, really good, and I feel like his potential is out of this world. And I feel like if you give him the ball, he might just show you something. So that's my picks. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments down below. I will be doing an AEW version and an NXT version. They might all come out today. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out. But y'all let me know if there's any champions and their eventual predecessors that you disagree with. Let me know in the comments down below. And like the video. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new, subscribe if you have not already. Comment down below what kind of video I'm going to do next. Stay safe and good. I love you guys. Praise God. And I will see you in next in this video. And I totally forgot, I did not speak about Alba and Isla holding the women's tag team championships. Now, my opinion on them is simple. Bianca and Jade should be the people to beat them. I believe they will very, very soon. And Bianca and Jade should hold them championships until the WWE has put together 10 women's tag teams, at least. Not just 2 women thrown together, 10 established tag teams that you can create an actual division around. Because right now, they don't have much of a women's division as far as tag team goes. If they get 10 established women's tag teams and create a division around them, then and only then can the championship start to move, around. But Bianca and Jade should be the top, and then everyone else just works down from them. Feel me?